Welcome. This week's poetry exercise is based on Wendy Videlock's poem, How You Might Approach a Foal. And if you have the Best American Poetry 2015, which is also available electronically from the library, the poem is on page 140. And it looks like this. It's got quite short lines and stanzas. How you might approach a foal. Like a lagoon. Like a canoe. Like you are part earth and part moon. Like deja vu. Like you had never been to the outer brink or the inner Louvre. Like hay. Like air. Like your mother just this morning had combed a dream into your hair. Like you had never heard a sermon or a harsh word. Like a fool. Like a pearl. Like you are new to the world. So this poem begins with kind of a how-to, how you might approach a foal. And then the rest of the poem consists of similes. But what I think is particularly interesting about the way this one is created is that the kind of perhaps most expected answer to how you might approach a foal is what comes at the very end of the poem. And what comes at the beginning of the poem are in that very first stanza for how you might approach a foal is like a lagoon, like a canoe, like you, stanza break, are part earth and part moon, right? And so you kind of you approach a foal like a lagoon, like a canoe. How would I do that? So it makes you really kind of stop and think and unpack the idea of what it would mean to approach a foal. So what I'd like you to do for this exercise is come up with your own how to for the title. And then your poem will consist similarly of a list of similes, right? So how to survive isolation, how to do social distancing, how to bake your first cake, whatever it is. It can be really banal to something really extraordinary. It's up to you. So how to, right? And you might brainstorm. First start with a few possibilities of how-tos before you decide on which one. Then I think the next step is really to go wild with the similes. Brainstorm, free write, make a list of all the possible likes. How to social distance, like you're smelling the wind, right? Have fun with the possibilities and make lists of all kinds of preposterous possibilities for the similes that might arise from this. Then once you've got a list of 20, 30, 40, the more the better, similes for how you might do something, put little stars or ticks next to the ones you think are the best, the most effective similes. Right? Use those and then think about your order. Think about your how-to list of similes, starting with perhaps the most unexpected and coming round to one of the first things you wrote down. So the poem ends how you might approach a foal with like you are new to the world. Right? And I think one of the reasons that's so satisfying and works so well is because in some ways it's what we expected all along, and it's delivered to us there in the final lines. So give it a try. Good luck. I look forward to seeing your results.